Good morning. This is meteorologist and master's student Allison Krantz with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for August 22nd, 2025. The fire potential impacts for the next 3 days. We'll see hot and dry conditions across the north and west, Friday and Saturday. A mix of isolated to widely scattered wet, dry thunderstorms continuing across Utah and eastern Nevada today. Storms are then going to become wetter in the east and spread into western Nevada on Saturday. Storms then transitioning to primarily wet by Sunday with higher relative humidities. Looking at the past 24 hours, precipitation primarily in the southern half of Utah and in eastern central Nevada, along the Utah border in the 1/4 inch to 1 inch range. Lightning was spread across Utah and western Wyoming, but the biggest concentrations occurred in eastern central Nevada along the Utah border and in northern Utah and southern Idaho around the border of the states. For the Great Basin fire activity, saw some new starts yesterday in the lightning concentration areas of eastern central Nevada, northern Utah, and the one with the most impact being the Dollar Lake fire in western Wyoming. Yesterday's intel report includes initial attack activity for 14 fires of a combined 880.45 acres and large fire growth of an additional 8,909.8 acres. Specific fires include the new and emerging fire of the Dollar Lake, and current priority fires are the Cottonwood Peak, Rock, Buckley Draw, Beulah, Monroe Canyon, and Box. The past 7 days shows widespread precipitation across the basin, with most of this occurring in the southern half of Nevada, the Arizona Strip, western Wyoming, and eastern Idaho, in the 1/4 inch up to 2 inch range. However, percent of normal precipitation in the past 30 days is still well below normal for much of the basin, except for northwestern Nevada, northern Idaho, and parts of western Wyoming, where they are seeing above normal. The RAWS ERC percentile map shows very dry conditions still across most of the basin, but starting to see some downwards arrows in those areas that are receiving rain. Northernmost Idaho continues to see some drying, while northwest Nevada has steadied out in the lower percentiles comparatively. Some specifics include West Elko, which is currently far above the average, but that green projected 7-day line shows a drop as they receive some precipitation that will put them under average. The southwest Utah desert is currently above their maximum, but they will be seeing a lot of precipitation, and that value is projected to drop all the way to well below the average for this time of year. Satellite this morning shows a 4-corner high, which will be moving around a bit, but primarily sitting in that 4-corner region. Clouds over the Arizona Strip, and scattered for a lot of eastern Nevada and Utah. Some precipitation already occurring for the Arizona Strip. The smoke forecast for today will have the most widespread effects over northern Idaho, with some around the Cottonwood Peak fire, but at a much smaller density than it has been. Saturday, the smoke in northern Idaho will see some southward expansion for even further coverage, and still some smoke more locally around the Cottonwood Peak fire. Today, dry conditions for Idaho and western Wyoming. A 4-corner high setup. Storm chances across Utah, the Arizona Strip, and in some parts of Nevada. High risk issued for eastern Nevada due to lightning. Low risk for the southern half of eastern Nevada as well as for the Arizona Strip and a portion of Utah. Wind gusts associated with thunderstorm outflow possible across central Nevada, Utah, and the Arizona Strip. Relative humidities in the low teens for Nevada and Idaho, higher for Utah. Temperatures on the hotter end across the basin except for northern Idaho and western Wyoming, which are a bit cooler. Precipitation chances will be the highest in eastern Nevada, across Utah, and the Arizona Strip. Saturday, dry conditions continue for Idaho and western Wyoming. A high pressure will be situated over southeastern Nevada. Widespread storm chances for Utah and Nevada. High risk issued once again for lightning, this time in western and central Nevada. Low risk for the rest of Nevada, and now all of Utah, except for the Uinta Basin. Another day with thunderstorm outflow gusts across Nevada, the Arizona Strip, and Utah. Relative humidity values getting higher for Nevada and Utah, but still in the teens for Idaho. Temperatures on the hot end across most of the basin. Precipitation chances across Nevada, except northern Nevada, across Utah and in the Arizona Strip. Sunday, a low pressure in west central Utah and much wetter thunderstorms across the northern half of Nevada and across Utah. Precipitation won't get far enough north to impact Idaho. The rest of Nevada and Utah now moved into low risk, as well as the southern Sawtooth. Little to no risk movement for some of southern Nevada, the Arizona Strip, and portions of Utah. Another day with thunderstorm outflow gusts for a lot of Nevada, Utah, and the Arizona Strip. Relative humidities will be a lot higher, now above 20 across most of the basin. Temperatures will be a bit cooler across the basin, especially in western Wyoming. Chance for precipitation across Nevada, Utah, and the Arizona Strip. A chance to get some precip into very southern Idaho along the borders with Nevada and Utah. The 3-day forecast of precipitation accumulation shows totals in the 100th of an inch, all the way up to about 1.25 inches for the Arizona Strip and across Utah and Nevada. Monday, a low pressure situated over central Nevada and northwestern Utah. Precipitation chances across Nevada and Utah with some in western Wyoming. Low risk now for all of Idaho and western Wyoming. Movement to little to no risk for the southern half of Nevada and all of Utah except for northwest Utah. Tuesday, a low pressure over west central Idaho and one up by northwestern Nevada in the California side. Looking to be a day with widespread precipitation across most of the basin. More expansion northward of little to no risk into northern Nevada, all of Utah now in little to no risk, and western Wyoming. Wednesday looking to be a little drier in Nevada with storm chances across Utah and Idaho. All but western Idaho and northwestern Nevada now in little to no risk. Thursday looking a bit drier for the southern half of Nevada, Idaho, the Arizona Strip, and western Wyoming. Precipitation chances for parts of northern Nevada and across Utah. The rest of Idaho now in little to no risk, with the only Idaho area remaining in low risk being the Payette. Looking at the forecasted 7-day precipitation accumulation, we'll be seeing precipitation totals across the entire basin, primarily in the 1/4 inch to 3 inch range. The largest totals will be in spots across Utah and the Arizona Strip. The NOAA CPC 8 to 14 day outlook shows above normal in the northwestern-most corner of Nevada and northernmost Idaho. Below normal for eastern and southern Nevada and northern Utah. Near normal for the rest. Precipitation totals will be above normal for most of the basin, except for near normal in southernmost Nevada and the western part of the Arizona Strip. Then if you have any questions, please reach out to the contacts listed here below. Hope you all have a wonderful day.